Hello everyone, welcome to Elli's Glitterama. You may be wondering, what is a glitterama? Well, I have here glitter, a whole box of glitter, lots and lots of glitter. I'm gonna show you how you can incorporate glitter into your paintings. So this is for those of you that are watching that in kindergarten and first grade, you had a whole collection of glitter glue. And as you became a teenager or maybe a middle schooler, you started to get into glitter nail polish and makeup, and you're just the glitter girl, right? And everybody told you you were, glam and all of that. Well, you can now incorporate it into your art. I love glitter. I love flashy things. I don't use it a ton in my normal work, only because it just, I don't know, it doesn't fit the aesthetic of what I'm normally doing. But anytime I do side things, or I'm messing around in my sketchbook, or I don't know, or I get to do it in cases like this, I get so excited because it's glitter. So this is a piece I did last summer in Greece. And I had a few little things of glitter with me. And so I did this at the very end. So this is an oil painting, and I decided to just do the background with glitter. And as you can see, as it moves into the light, it shimmers and has a glitter effect. So that's one way you can use it. This is another piece that's an eye, and it's kind of used as makeup. So you can see that there's glitter in it here and there, and that's another way that you can use it. So I'm gonna demonstrate how do you go about doing it. You may be asking, like, is it archival? And the answer is yes, it is archival because it's basically plastic. And plastic, as we know, we can't get rid of that stuff. So this glitter will probably outlive your canvas, So it's very archival because it's not natural and it's plastic. These are from Arteza, which is an artist brand. You can look it up. I think I got it on Amazon, and they're very, very sparkly and pretty heavy. So that's what I've been using because they really show up. There's also pigments that you can get that are glitter or sparkle, shimmery type pigments that are a little more tasteful, not as big and flashy. But if you're gonna do it, I would say go all out. So that's why I like this big flashy, thicker ones. So the dry pigments that have shimmer to it, they can be pearlescent and sort of, fleck a little bit in the light, but they're not as noticeable. So it's also kind of cool to mix both of them. I do think you can go over the top. It's sort of like if you have a child who yells all the time and is just always speaking at a very high volume, then they've sort of lost their power to yell. Like when they do yell, it doesn't mean anything. So it's the same thing with glitter. I think that if it's all over everything all the time and it's just constant, glitter, 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 then it loses its, sort of strength or its specialness to it. So I do think you can overdo it. And I do know one artist on Instagram, it's called Trill Life, and she paints exclusively in glitter. She uses no paint whatsoever. So she puts glue down and then puts glitter and paints these most incredible things. So that is 100% glitter. That's a case where I think it does work. But if you just kind of fill every painting with glitter everywhere and there's no rhyme or reason to it, I think you can overdo it, or it could lose its tastefulness. So I'm gonna show you sort of my approach to it. I'm gonna clear this out of the way so I have space to work here. And as you can see with that Arteza, this was a set. You get tons of different colors, and they even have the fluorescence here. So it's really, really fun, and they're not too expensive. Okay, so there's lots of different ways that you can apply this to your canvas. Now, this works for either acrylic or oil. With acrylic, then you're gonna use different acrylic mediums. Okay, so this is just gloss glazing medium. You could use gloss gel, you could use matte gel. There's all kinds of different mediums you could use. And so I'm just using this glazing medium. You can do one of two things. So far, this is just an acrylic painting. You can just put the medium right on your canvas. So then you can take your glitter And you can just sprinkle it on there and it will stick, okay? And now it's kind of embedded in there. Some excess may sort of slough off, but the bulk of it will be right there, sticking into your medium that's there. So then when you varnish over it, it will, with a spray varnish or a brush-on varnish, it will really seal the deal, and that glitter is not going anywhere. As you can see, there's no glitter coming off of this. This is sealed, this is on there. I applied this with Galkid, so I'm gonna show you that next. One other way that you can apply it is I can take the same idea, mix it on my palette into the glitter, mix that together, and then brush it on. Now it's gonna look kind of white and, you know, the glitter is in there. It won't be as satisfying. And when that dries clear, that's when you're gonna see the glitter. So that's another way that you can apply it. Okay, so water-based is pretty easy. There's a lot of different mediums. Let's move to oil-based, because that's really where I think people have a lot more questions, is how to apply these things, glitter, when using oil. You can apply the glitter at the very end of your process, and that way, you know, like I did here, and basically be done with it. You just basically apply it with Galkid. I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. Or like this process, you can apply it near the end, and then you can also paint back over it. So I put the glitter down first and then applied the eyelashes afterwards, so the glitter was behind the eyelashes. So you could really do it at any part of the process. Just keep in mind, if you apply the glitter more in the beginning of your process, you may end up covering it up. So let's try applying with Galkid. So here is Galkid. It's a heavy enough medium. I think liquid would also work. You don't want to apply it with linseed oil that's too light, or walnut oil. You need, I would say Galkid or liquid are the two mediums that would work. I haven't tried cold wax. I feel like it's too opaque and too milky. It'll make the glitter look, I don't know, cloudy and sort of lose its shimmer. Whereas both liquid and Galkid have a glossiness to it, and so it'll really make that glitter look, you know, super sharp, like rich and strong. Okay, so I'm just pouring a little bit on my palette here. Let's see. Now, where do you place glitter? That is a big question. I think backgrounds are fine. And I think it's really anything that you want to pop, anything that you want to really show up. So for example, if I wanted to put some glitter in some of these feathers, then I think it's an okay idea because they're in front, right? So if I were to do that, I'm gonna just apply Galkid in the spots where I want that glitter to go, okay? And then I'm just gonna pick up the glitter and sort of drop it there like that. And that is going to stay on there. Now, these are in front and they're showing up. A really, I think, not so great spot to put glitter would be back here in these feathers, because those I want to recede. I want those to move away from me. So I don't think, if you want something to kind of move away from you, to make it flashy is the best idea. I think it's in areas that you want it to really, you know, be showy. You can also correct it, like my Galkid was dripping a little bit there, and if it carried some of that glitter with it, you know, that could be bad. I would have dripping glitter. I just, you know, took my finger and kind of wiped it. So you can get really creative with this and expressive and just try different things. It's very forgiving. If you don't like something, you can just take your rag and just wipe it off as if it never happened. You can put a lot of it, you can put a little bit of it. It's really up to you. So I'm gonna take this gold here, and I'm gonna see what happens if I put a little bit of gold here in these feathers. And really, Galkid is kind of like your glue. It's gonna dry and adhere all that to it. But you're definitely going to want to varnish afterwards with a brush-on varnish or a spray, just to really make it, you know, solid on there. And so I'm just brushing it on like this. And you can apply a lot, you can apply a little bit, it's really up to you. And again, if this gets to be, you get carried away and you put too much, once it's dry, you can paint over it a little bit so it sort of comes and goes and peeks through. The main thing is just don't worry about it and have fun playing with this glitter. And because there's no liquid in this glitter, it's just basically little tiny itty bitty pieces of plastic. You're basically collaging on a very, you know, small, tiny level using the Galkid as your glue. You can get lots of different effects by coating an area with Galkid like this, and so that it's nice and sticky. And then taking a glitter, let's find something that might show up pretty good. Oh, it's kind of green. Let me put green there. Okay, I'll do this like goldy green. So you can try different tools, like here is a palette knife. And so I'm just kind of scooping it on the palette knife and dropping it like this, sprinkling it. And it's just wherever it lands is where it's gonna land. So that's kind of one way, you know, to get it on there. You can take your brush and sort of load it up and, you know, flick it a bit like this to get it on there in a more random way instead of that brushed on look. So there's lots of different ways that you can apply it. So let's try mixing it into paint, because again, there's no liquid in here. You're just mixing solid material, like big pigment basically, but it's made out of plastic, into another substance that works as a binder or a glue. So I have here some different oil paints. So this one is a transparent blue, and then here's an opaque blue. And I'm gonna see what happens with opaque versus the transparent. My guess is, what I think, based on experience, is that the opaque is not gonna work. It's gonna look kind of dumb, and it'll cover up the glitter to where it just looks like there's gritty sand in there. But I think the transparent is gonna work pretty well, but we'll find out here for sure. So I'm mixing some blue transparent, Galkid, and paint. And I'm gonna apply that somewhere dark so we can see it. And it did indeed work. That might be like a cool way to do a galaxy, because it looks like little stars. And depending on the light, it definitely shimmers. So that's mixing it with a transparent of the same color. Now, what happens if we mix it with this opaque? I have a feeling that it's just gonna look like sand and it's not gonna look so great, but what do I know? Let's see. Yeah, it just looks kind of gritty. It didn't really work. There's no shimmer to that. It just has, you know, texture. So if you're gonna mix it in with paint, use transparent paint. Otherwise, you're not gonna see the shimmeriness of the glitter. Because what's happening here is there's like a very thin, transparent blue coating over the already blue glitter. So you're seeing through to that glitter like a glass, like stained glass. So don't use opaque paint. Don't mix it into opaque paint. It's not going to get you what you want. Either pure Galkid, which is how this was done, or mixing it into a transparent paint. Okay, let's try one last thing. So this is an old painting from a demo, and I'm gonna take several shades of red here. So I have like a dark red, and then I have like that's also a dark red. Let's see. I'm gonna have this kind of almost fluorescent pink here, and then this orangey pink. I'm just gonna see if we completely cover these lips in glitter, and if I use different color glitter to sort of shade with it. Okay, now I need a really light pink that can be my highlight. Isn't this fun? Okay, so we have a white glitter here for my highlight. So let's just see what happens. So I'm gonna take the Galkid and I'm just gonna coat the whole bottom lip with Galkid. Just a solid. So now there's Galkid on all of it. Now I'm gonna apply the darker glitter. I feel like I need an even darker one. Let me find, take this dark brown and I'm gonna mix this dark purple into it. I've never done this before, but why not, right? Oh, look at that. So you can mix glitter together to get your own color that Arteza didn't give you. Okay, so now let's do the highlight. The highlight didn't show up as much, but in the light, I bet it does. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool when you turn it.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so there you have it. Lots of different ways to use glitter. And you know what? I bet you can come up with your own ways because there are no rules to this. The main thing you have to think about is that dry glitter like this, it doesn't have any liquid in it that's gonna react with the other liquids from the oils or the acrylics, so you're safe there. You're just basically collaging, adding little tiny bits of plastic, which plastic just pretty much lasts forever, into your paint, your Galkid, your medium, your gloss gel, and applying it to the canvas. When this is all dry, completely dry, if you were to vigorously, scrape it around, some glitter might come off. So to keep that from happening, what I would do is, when this is completely bone dry, is take a dry brush and gently kind of scrape any excess off, get it completely off your painting, and then varnish it. And you can start with a spray varnish and then do a brush on varnish, or just go leave it at a spray varnish, either way. That's what I did with this painting. It is spray varnished and this glitter is not coming off. It is there for good under that spray varnish. That is your best bet for glitter. And I think Arteza, needs to give me some kind of kickback, because look at, like, who doesn't want to go right now and buy glitter from Arteza? I even want to, and I have all this glitter. So I found that they have really vibrant colors, and it's pretty inexpensive. And there might be other brands on Amazon, if you go on Amazon, that are kind of, similar to this company, where you can buy them. I think any glitter is gonna work. It's not like it has to be special artist glitter. I think, though, they have a really good size that's big enough that you see it, but it's small enough that you're not having big flakes of plastic sitting there in your painting. So that's it for this, Glitterama, and I hope you guys enjoyed this and you feel inspired.